There's 2 eggs. So she's been working at this hole for about half an hour. And just happened to catch a glimpse of the first egg that she dropped in. And she just dropped a second egg a minute ago. So we're gonna wait and here we go. Here comes another one. There's an egg. That's number 3. And she'll go down and she'll pack them in individually. And you guys can probably hear my kids in the background. They're getting all excited. So, and I am literally laying in the wet grass to get this video, but it's worth it. And each time she pulls her leg out, she repositions and here she goes. She's gonna pull her cloaca in and drop another egg. And these are just a little bit smaller than a ping pong ball. So if you think of a quarter, if you made that a sphere, that's about the size of these eggs. About a 1-inch diameter egg. So that was egg number 4. Super cool. My daughter thinks she's gonna be sneaky and run over here. It's a family event here. Come here, quick. Here we go. Here goes another egg. That's number 5.
Number 5?
Yep. And she'll reach down in that nest each time and she'll position those eggs just right. Now, these snappers can have between 12 and 24 eggs. So we're going to count and we're going to see how many there are. And I've decided I'm not going to relocate this nest, but I am going to remove the plastic around the nest and the mulch. And I'm going to basically replace it with a little bit of the gravel and try to really maintain that. So that's the 6th egg. So the nice thing about this spot is the gravel is really damp and is able to hold humidity really well. And full sunlight out here, front yard, so these guys will get plenty of heat. But the problem is going to be is not allowing these eggs to overheat and essentially curdle. So we're going to do our best to protect them. And I'm going to double check on the duration of incubation for these. And hopefully we're going to get to see some baby turtles later on in the season. But for now, this is super cool. If you want to see one drop, you got to get over here quick. She's going to pull her leg out, and as soon as her leg comes out, she brings her tail over and drops an egg. Get right behind me and you'll see. So I got a couple of my kids watching this now. And that's pretty cool. Here we go. This is egg number 7. People are going to watch this and probably think I'm a nerd, but I'm totally geeking out on this. It's not too often I get a turtle nest 6 feet from the corner of my foundation of my house. So it's pretty amazing. And we're going to do our best to ensure that these turtles get to hatch. And this turtle right here is being a good mom. She's packing those eggs nice and tight.
That was number 8.
That was 8. Oh, I got it on video, even if we do lose count. Really hoping be able to get a view down in the nest once she moves her leg. Yeah, here we go. She's gonna pull her leg up. And they are incredibly strong too. Huh?
How many eggs are there now?
I think
8.
Lexi said 8.
Yeah, there was another one. So that's an 8.
Mm-hmm.
She's resting.
Yep, she's taking a break.
It's hard work. She dug out all that stuff, and now she's laid half a dozen plus eggs.
Even harder considering she had to rip through that black plastic.
Uh-huh.
So that plastic is literally just a barrier for weeds. This is a front yard. I do like to keep it looking fairly nice. She's obviously not helping that, but that's okay. Because turtle eggs are more important than flowers and mulch. But nonetheless, she had a little bit of an extra challenge to form this nest. She's definitely resting. Here we go. So this will be number 9. And she'll go back in and she'll position
I
it
heard a
just
little
right.
pop.
Yep. So as amazing as this is to watch, it would be probably a life or bucket list event of mine to witness this with either a box turtle or a spotted turtle or any of those more threatened species, because we really don't get to see those here in Maine anymore. 39 years of life here, and I've only ever seen one spotted turtle from the wild, so they're a bit of a rare thing around here. But that doesn't mean I have any less appreciation for these common snapping turtles. So we got 9 eggs, Wyatt. We have 3 of my kids watching this now. There we go. We can see some eggs down there.
10,
Ooh.
11.
There's 2 more. That's 11.
11.
And you can see there's a little pocket down in there. And it's just like the inside of a vase. So she'll dig a shallow neck with a bit of a hollow down at the bottom. And that hollow
Kind of
is
like a
probably,
bowl.
yeah, kind of like a bowl. That hollow down there is probably, 4 or 5 inch diameter across.
I would guess more 6.
Kind of about the size of a good sized grapefruit. And she'll fill that hollow right up with eggs. There's many eggs that she's got inside of her. And then she'll take gently and pull that gravel back in and pack them in nice and tight. And oftentimes they'll actually try to disguise the nest as best as possible. More often I see these snappers, they kind of just pat it down and walk off. But so you can usually find the nests pretty easy. But painted turtles and the other turtles we have around here really do a good job of disguising their nests. I think she's got another one coming here in a sec. This is super cool though. A lot of you guys are probably gonna think it's boring, but this is life. And this is something that happens every year. And here we go.
12.
That's number 12. So she's got a dozen eggs out already.
I'm guessing 15 to 18.
We will see.
Maybe even past 20.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll have 20 in there, but I figure she's a average size female, so she could. We'll find out though. So total time, this turtle's been here for probably an hour, at least on this one nest. She's been roaming around all day though, so I don't know what time she got out here this morning, but since about 8 a.m. she's been in our yard from one side of the yard to the next and all the way out to the middle of the, so we live on a cul-de-sac, so she's been all the way out to the middle of a cul-de-sac and back and finally settled on this one site. So you can see the eggs down there. That's number 13. Baker's dozen. And she's just packing them in there. And And these eggs don't have any specific orientation yet, but within anywhere from a few hours to a few days, they will the embryos will start to attach to the surface or the upper side, and that's when you have to be careful about disturbing them, because if you rotate them as the embryos develop, they can actually drown in the embryonic fluid inside. So you see people that dig up like alligator or crocodile nests, they'll take a Sharpie and they'll mark the upside of the egg so they can maintain its orientation. So if I were to disturb this nest here in a few days, I would have to mark every single egg and maintain its orientation so that none of the babies would drown, essentially. But 13 eggs so far. Swipe that up. Get rid of that. Swipe that up. I can't reach. There we go. There's 14, 15. Well,
That's 15.
that was 15 so far.
That was 15.
Well, you missed one.
No.
Well, it's all on video. I'm gonna go back and count.
We were at 13. Plus 2 is 15. No, there was only 2.
It's pretty cool, though, that's for sure. What's even cooler is being able to have at least 3 of my kids see this in person. Because oftentimes we see these turtles nesting on the side of the road as we're driving by. And we don't usually stop to, experience this. Usually we're too busy on our way to go run errands or do something, and it's something we don't get to enjoy.
16,
17.
17.
So we'll get an exact count when we go back and watch the video, but so far we're pretty sure it's 17. We got one saying it's 18, but we'll see. 17 or 18 so far. It's a lot of eggs, though.
12 minutes and
It's supposed to be
20
done.
seconds already.
Mm.
This is going to be a long video.
Yeah, it's all right.
But for anybody to watch it, they will totally think that it was worth the long video.
Well, I hope somebody gets some sort of value out of this. I mean, this is life. This is what happens every season around here with this species and the painted turtles and, well, some of the threatened species too, if we're lucky enough to actually have them reproduce around here. So we do have eastern musk turtles around here too, but I have only ever seen, I think, 3 or 4 of those now. They're few and far between and relatively difficult to find.
That's 18.
I counted 18 on that one, but we will get an exact count.
What mind boggles me is how flat back legs are.
Hmm.
It's just almost looks like all muscle.
Yep, so part of the reason they have so much extra skin too, just like with certain amphibians and certain other aquatic reptiles, is they have that baggy skin to help them absorb oxygen in the water. So these guys hibernate underwater all winter, under the ice and everything. And that means they can't come to the surface to get air. So they will take in oxygen, dissolved oxygen, through their skin, and funny enough, through their cloaca. So, and the simple explanation on that is their blood vessels are in an area that can absorb air directly from the water. So that is at least 20, possibly 21. Like I originally said, these guys can have between 12 and 24 or so eggs.
I knew it was going to be above 20.
So we've counted at least 20. And she is still just as relaxed and in a trance. The only thing focusing her right now is getting these eggs out of her body and safely packed away in this nest. And what I'm interested to see is how her demeanor will change when she's done with the nest.
What do you mean?
So a little bit ago, you watched me petting her shell, and you got to pet her shell as well. well, she was technically in a bit of a nesting trance then. So what I'm interested to see, and I have my assumptions here, but I'm interested to see if I can still pet her shell after she's completed this nest without her, essentially losing her cookies. 21, 22. Yeah, there's at least 22 in there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see from up here or not, but that nest is getting pretty full.
We were at 21, so that's 23.
Now we were at 20, and that's 22.
Wait, there was 20, and then there was another one. And then two.
I didn't see the other one. Either way, we'll go back and look. But these are really amazing species. My first pet reptile, I say my first pet reptile was one of these common snapping turtles. And
Can you get any bigger than this generally?
so the females will get maybe a little bit bigger. This is a pretty average size female. The males can get much, much bigger, probably 3 times, well, no, probably 4 times her size easily.
23, 24.
Yeah, so that's at least 2 dozen eggs. And yeah, you can definitely see them from up here now. But yeah, I've caught male snappers that were all of 20 inches long just on the shell, and with their head being, probably a good 6+ inches long. So they would essentially dwarf this girl. Here goes some more. It's 25, 26. At least 26 eggs. Funny enough, here I am laying in the wet grass being, filming this while being filmed. She's blurry because it's not focusing on her. But anyway, it's funny. This is a family event. The only one not attending at the moment is my oldest daughter, because she's lame. Not really. She was out here earlier. But so I'm sure a lot of you guys probably will never get to see this up close like this, which is the whole reason I'm doing this. That and for my own entertainment. It really is interesting to be able to catalog this, and my hope is that after incubation, we will see most of these hatch. 27, 28.